drought season? What about if the fire comes? What about there is no rain? What are many things we can discuss. So, but the Prophet ﷺ prohibit this kind of sales. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And بيع الملامسة والمنابذة. Say الملامسة, touching. المنابذة, the Prophet ﷺ said, الملامسة is you go and touch the clothes, only touch the clothes without expressing the clothes, just touching the clothes. ملامسة from touching. We're going to speak about it in more details, of course. Touching and munabada, and somebody show. Now we have what's called it. We go to the store and you see the dress and statues. What is called this? A mannequin. That's called it mannequin, yeah. And you just look at it. You look at them in the time in the past, in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, the man he used to wear the coat or the dress or anything, and they show you like this. That's called munabada. So without touching the clothes, without wearing the clothes, without checking the clothes. And also وبيع الحصى. بيع الحصى. What does that mean? You have stones in his hand, stones, and just put one of the stones red and the other stones white, for example, and that is to put the stones like this, and whatever the red stones comes on, that I buy that specific clothes. So a lot of clothes around, so you put the clothes, the stones, and whatever that red stone comes on, and one of the jilbab or jalabiya or coat or anything, that is yours. Of course, that is unaccepted. That's called it hasa from stones. And now نهي عن المعاومة. المعاومة. What is المعاومة? المعاومة from عام. That means a year. Call it سنة. That means a year. Or عام. Also we call it a year. So I will buy that farm next year. المعاومة next year or 2 years after or 3 years. How do you know? Some of these 2 buyers or sellers gonna die. Maybe something that will be never ripe. Maybe drought season. A lot of things. The Prophet ﷺ prohibited that also. And he said, وهو ونهى عن بيعتين في بيعة. بيعتين, 2 sales transaction in one transaction. 2 sales in one transaction. So we're going to speak about this in more details, and now we just mention it all together as the author mentioned it, but still the author, he will explain about that in more details. And also وعن بيع الشرط. And he said also saying the conditions. For example, I buy this if you deliver it to this place. We're going to speak about this. This is also prohibited, the Prophet ﷺ. وعن بيع سلف. That means sale linked to loan. Some person have a loan from someone. We're going to speak about it, inshallah. We spoke about it, but we're going to speak about more details, inshallah. Say, someone have a loan, and you buy that things of that loan. You like a transaction, the exchange, a merchandise commodity with a loan. Also is not accepted. Now the people, they do it, they buy the house, and then they make another mortgage for another house. What's called it? Refinance. Some kind of refinance. And that also is not accepted. And we're going to speak about this in more details, inshallah, Rabbil Alameen. وعن بيع السنبل حتى يبيض. السنبل, saying the grains ears, before it's become white, or become ripe, or done. Like we talk about the barley, for example. The barley, some people is still, the barley started to grow, and some people come and buy it. No, it has to be completely grown and become like dry in order to take the barley and to use it, either with still in the ears, or we take it pieces. We're going to speak about this. وَالْعِنَبْ حَتَّى يَسْوَدْ. He said about the grape until the grapes become black. But now we have many kind of grapes. So the grapes until the grapes become ripe, not still unsweet, no, become sweet, the grapes. وَنَهْيُ عَنِ الْمَضَامِينَ وَالْمَلَاقِيحِ. What is that the Prophet ﷺ prohibited? What is inside the womb of the female animals. And also they bring an animal to another animal only just to use that animal for the sperm, nothing else, just for the sperm, for the relationship between the two animals. That is also the Prophet ﷺ prohibited. Let's come one by one. Let's come for one by one, as he said, the author says, وَأَمَّا بَيْعِ الْمُلَامَسَةِ. What is lams? Lams, touch. Touch. I can make lams, this right hand touching the left hand, or my right hand touching my clothes, or my hand touching my pants, or my face. That call it lams. In Arabic, lams. In this here, what is mulamasa? When you touch the materials what you want to buy, the clothes for example. I touch what kind of material this shirt is. What kind of materials. That call it فكانت صورته في الجارية أن يلمس الرجل الثوب ولا ينشره أو يبتعه ليلا. Say, just touching the clothes without see the holy clothes, and or you buy it in the night time, or you buy it in the night time. And ولا يعلم ما فيه, and he says he doesn't know anything about that materials, that clothes. وهذا مجمع على تحريم. Please give me attention to this. According to the all of school of thoughts, all the scholars, they say that is haram. وسبب تحريم, the reason of haram is الجهل بالصفة. Why is haram? Because you have lack of description. Lack of description of that what you are buying. So mulamasa, we say haram. Mulamasa is haram. You're just touching the clothes without know the description. That called jahl. That means lack of knowing the truth about that merchandise or commodity. That is not accepted in our deen. That is not accepted in our deen. Okay, that al-mulamasa. Now al-munabada. Al-munabada. And he said, the author said, فكان أن ينبت كل واحد من المتبايعين إلى صاحبه الثوب من غير أن يعين أن هذا بهذا بل كانوا يجعلون ذلك راجعا إلى الاتفاق. Meaning he said, so this wearing the seller wearing the clothes and showing the other party, that is the clothes, similar to this. Please give me your attention. Not that clothes, not that shirt. No, similar to this shirt. Similar to this shirt, I'll sell it to you. Call it munabada. But which sale, which one, doesn't matter. Just like this. Just like this. That is also prohibited because you have, that is jahl. Jahl, that means that's unknown or lack of knowing the merchandise. Because you didn't say it, you say similar to it. That okay. أما بيع الحصى, and he said, the stones, that is from like gambling. The stones, like gambling. You have many stones in your hands, one of them different color, and all of them the same color, and you spread the stones like this. Whatever that, the certain color goes on that shirt, then you buy it. You buy. That is gambling. That is gambling because you didn't know which one is. All right. Also, أما بيع حبل الحبلة, as we mentioned, وحبل الحبلة, and of course they making two in your book there is two explanation, but the best of the explanation is when the she camel pregnant with a baby, and you're selling that baby inside the womb of the mother. You're selling the baby without knowing what kind of baby, a male or female, the weight, and many other things, alive or dead, and so on. So all this said حبل الحبلة. The Prophet ﷺ prohibited that. Of course, we can compare all this in a lot of our life right now. You know, just before the lecture, I was talking to someone about selling online, for example. A lot of things now, billions of dollars, people selling online things. You have the description, and you just buy it. Is that okay or not okay? Of course, okay or not okay, we're gonna the description, and we're gonna speak about this in more details after your research, inshallah Rabbil Alamin. All right. Also, he said, أما بيع الثمار, selling the fruits. Jazakallah khair. Alhamdulillah. selling the fruit فإنه ثبت عنه عليه الصلاة والسلام أنه نهى عن بيعها حتى يبدو صلاحها وحتى تزهى. He said, the author said, the Prophet ﷺ prohibited to sell the fruits without before become ripe, before become ripe, before the Quran. So we spoke about this, but there is a lot of our books regarding this, a lot of our books, and of course because the people, they used to live with this kind of fruit and vegetables, and this is their lives. That's why in the book here, in this book in details, but believe me, we can compare this kind of sales to a lot of sales going on right now in the world. A lot of sales on the world, we can just compare. So he said also, and also ولا قبل أن تزهى ويتعلق بذلك مسائل مشهورة. Many issues, many questions, many things we can talk about this. He said. نذكر منها عيونها, just we mentioned, he said, we're going to mention some of these issues. وذلك أن بيع الثمار, selling the fruit, when you're selling the fruit, لا يخلو أن تكون قبل أن تخلق أو بعد أن تخلق, before be created, before it grows, or after it grows. The fruit, you sell it before or you sell it after. وإذا خلقت, and we become like created, we can see it, أن تكون بعد الصرام أو قبله, before you picked it up from the trees, before they picked up from the trees, or after you picked it up from the trees. So either before or after, that's true. And he said also, ثم إذا كان قبل الصرام فلا يخلو أن تكون قبل أن تزهى أو بعد أن تزهى. And even after you picked it up, still some fruits you pick it up and you leave it, and before become ripe, like for example the banana, mango, a lot of fruit, you picked it up and you leave it for a while, and after you picked it up become ripe. So he said that before picking it up or after completely ripe, you sell it. And that makes a lot of sense. Because even if you picked it up, it's going to be still good or not good. So there's some kind of fruits, yes, will become good for sure, some not. We're going to speak about this. And he mentioned some kind and the types of fruits or vegetables. He mentioned. Bismillah. Alhamdulillah. And he said, وكل واحد من هذين لا يخلو أن يكون بيعا مطلقا أو بيعا بشرط التبقية أو بشرط القطع. He said even with those sales, he's so specific, and I like that very much. He's so specific, and he said either this, when after picked up, before picked up, or after picked up, before become ripe or not become ripe. And he said either that become like the bay', the selling will be absolute sale, or I buy it but leave it there until become ripe, or the condition, you put the condition to picked it up from the trees. All this makes sense. هيك. أما القسم الأول وهو بيع الثمار قبل أن تخلق, selling the fruit before become created, Please give me attention. He said فجميع العلماء مطبقون